4.5 zones.
For a century, aircraft carriers have projected American power across the globe. Each generation more capable than...
When crisis erupts anywhere on Earth, the first question is always, where are the carriers?
Since 1886, Newport News has built the ships that define American sea power. Every nuclear... Building a supercarrier requires over 5,000 workers across multiple shifts. Welders,
Dry Dock 12, over 2,200 feet long, designed for the largest ships ever built.
11,106 feet long, flight deck spanning 4.5 acres. 2 nuclear...
Class construction uses superlift technology, massive pre-outfitted modules joined in the dry dock. Compartments complete before hull integration, dramatically improving efficiency.
Thousands of tons of high-strength steel arrive for processing. Special alloys developed for naval construction.
Computer-controlled cutting shapes steel to exact specifications. Tolerances measured in millimeters across plates weighing tons. Precision at industrial scale.
Keel laying marks the official start of construction, a naval tradition spanning centuries. The ship's spine laid with
Tensioners pulleys. The keel structure must support the immense weight of the completed carrier. Massive steel assemblies joined with precision. The double bottom provides both protection and utility. Fuel tanks, ballast tanks, and void spaces designed to limit
vistas. Watertight bulkheads divide the ship into hundreds of compartments. If flooding occurs, damage is contained.
Miles of welding joint structural components, each weld inspected, each joint verified. Structural integrity depends on every connection being perfect.
Navy welders are among the world's most skilled. Certifications in multiple processes, years of training.
Every critical weld undergoes non-destructive testing. X-rays and ultrasound reveal internal flaws invisible to the eye.
Superlift modules are constructed complete with piping, wiring, and equipment before hull integration.
Outfitting modules before integration dramatically improves access and efficiency. Workers install equipment in open sections rather than cramped completed spaces.
Giant cranes transport completed superlifts to the dry dock. 1,000-ton sections precision engines. The 1,050-ton gantry crane, largest in the Western Hemisphere, moves superlifts into position.
Hull sections join the dry dock. Bow, stern, and midship sections connected.
To tangs of cyan. The bow section's distinctive flare are parts waves, maintaining flight deck stability in heavy seas. To the stern houses 4 massive propeller shafts. These will transfer nuclear power to the sea.
The flight deck spans 4.5 acres, the carrier's reason for existence. Here, aircraft will...
Flight deck steel is specially hardened to withstand jet blast, arresting gear loads, and decades of aircraft operations.
The island superstructure rises from the flight deck. Bridge, flight control, and radar platforms integrated into this distinct...
Ford's Island is smaller and positioned further aft than Nimitz class. This creates more flight deck space and improves air...
The A-1B reactor, a new generation of naval nuclear power. 2 reactors.
Steam systems transfer reactor heat to propulsion.
4 propeller shafts, each over 30 inches in diameter, will transfer nuclear power to propellers, the mechanical link between reactor and ocean engines.
Bronze propellers weighing 30 tons each will drive the carrier through any sea. 5 blades per...
Ford generates 3 times the electrical power of Nimitz class, critical for new weapon systems. Electromagnetic catapult.
Electrical distribution reaches every compartment.
Combat systems, lighting, ventilation, equipment fabrication.
EMLS, the electromagnetic aircraft launch system, replacing steam catapults with linears.
EMLS uses a rotate network meant for accelerates aircraft through 20 knots in second.
4 EMLS catapults installed in the flight deck, each capable of launching the heaviest carrier aircraft.
The EMLS control systems manage energy storage and release for each launch. Launch energy tailored to specific aircraft weight. Precision replacing brute force.
Advanced arresting gear matches EMLS innovation. Electromagnetic motors control the arresting cable, precisely managing aircraft.
Weapons elevator installation creates the path from deep magazines to flight deck. Speed and reliability critical for sustained combat operations.
Weapons magazines deep in the hull store thousands of tons of ordnance, protected by armor and compartmentalization, ready to feed the air wing's combat needs.
Dual-band radar provides unprecedented situational awareness. S-band and X-band systems working together for volume search.
Radar arrays installed on the island, facing all directions. Complete horizon coverage.
The Combat Direction Center manages all tactical operations, displays, consoles, and communications integrating data.
Fail close-in weapons systems provide the final defensive layer. Radar guns firing 4,500 rounds per minute.
Refrigerated tunnel out. The hangar bay spans 3 decks, providing protected space for aircraft-mounted maintenance.
The hangar bay doors enable aircraft movement between protected hangar and flight deck. Massive openings that seal watertight when secured.
Maintenance facilities within the hangar support every aircraft system. Engine shops, avionics spaces. Fuel systems store and distribute over 3 million gallons of JP5 aviation fuel.
Ordnance handling systems manage weapons from magazine to aircraft. Rails, hoists, and conveyors moving bombs and missiles safely through the ship.
Crew spaces house 4,500 sailors for months at sea, berthing, messing, recreation. Ford provides improved quality of life over earlier carriers.
Ford-class berthing improves sailor quality of life. More space, better privacy, enhanced amenities. Sailors sustained for extended deployments.
Galleys prepare over 18,000 meals daily. Industrial kitchens at sea, feeding sailors around the clock.
Medical facilities rival shore hospitals. Operating rooms, intensive care, dental, complete healthcare for a floating city of 4,500.
The bridge provides ship control and navigation. Windows offering visibility. Displays providing information.
Primary Flight Control, PRIFLI, manages all flight deck operations. The air boss controlling launches, recoveries, and aircraft movement. Command of the flight deck.
Steering gear controls 4 massive rudders. Precise course control for a 100,000-ton ship. Navigation through any waters, any conditions.
Anchors weighing 30 tons each hold the carrier at rest. Chain links weighing hundreds of pounds, strength to hold against any current or wind.
Anti-fouling paint protects the hull from marine growth, maintaining speed and efficiency across decades of operation. Protection applied before launch.
Testing sets. Electrical, mechanical, electronic, all must function as designed.
Reactor startup brings nuclear power to life. Propulsion testing verifies the complete powertrain. Reactor to turbines to shaft to propellers.
Electrical load testing confirms generation and distribution capacity. Combat systems, emails, radar, all demanding power simultaneously.
EMLS testing launches weighted test articles. Launch energy verified. Control precision confirmed. The revolutionary system proven before aircraft.
Combat systems integration testing verifies tactical capabilities. Radar, weapons, communications, all working together as designed. The completed hull is prepared for christening. Bunting and flags decorating the massive ship. Ceremony honoring the vessel and its namesake. Launch preparation begins as the dry dock prepares to flood. The carrier about to meet the element it was built to dominate.
Water flutter floods the dry dock, rising around the hull. The carrier sends of steel in.
The carrier floats for the first time. Calculations confirmed. Buoyancy verified.
The fitting out continues alongside the pier. Systems installation, testing, and refinement. Months of work transforming floating hull into fighting ship.
The crew begins moving aboard. 4,500 sailors who will operate and fight the carrier, taking possession of their new home and weapon.
Crew training focuses on systems unique to Ford class.
Emails.
Builders' trials take the carrier to sea for the first time. Under her own nuclear power, the Ford begins proving herself in her natural environment.
Underway for the first time, the Gerald R.Ford displays her power. 100,000 tons slicing. Trials push the carrier to maximum velocity. Needs faster than many ships half her size.
Maneuvering trials verify ship handling. Turns, stops, acceleration tests. The predominantly South Asian
Navy acceptance trials verify every specification. The Navy confirming their newest carrier meets all requirements. Formal evaluation before commissioning. The first aircraft launches from Gerald R.Ford, an FA-18 Super Hornet hurled by email. First recovery proves the AAG system. An FA-18 catches the wire, electromagnetic motors precisely controlling deceleration. Launch and recovery validated. Flight operations begin demonstrating the carrier's purpose. Aircraft launching and recovering, the ballet of carrier aviation taking shape on Ford's deck. Commissioning preparation readies the carrier for entrance into the fleet. Ceremony marking the ship's acceptance as a commissioned warship of the United States Navy.
Integrity at the helm, honoring President Ford's character. The ship's motto, capturing the spirit of the vessel and the man whose name she bears.
Operational workup prepares the crew for deployment. Intensive training, simulated combat, system refinement. Building combat capability through practice. The air wing integrates with the ship. FA-18s, E-2 Hawkeyes, helicopters, over 75 aircraft becoming one with their floating base.
FA-18 Super Hornets launch from emails. The carrier's strike capability demonstrated. Fighter attack aircraft ready for any mission.
Helicopters provide anti-submarine warfare, rescue, and logistics. The versatile rotary wing component of carrier air power.
Night flight operations demonstrate around-the-clock capability. Combat power available regardless of lighting conditions. Carrier operations never sleep. Surge operations demonstrate maximum sortie generation. Email and AAG enabling higher tempo than previous carriers. More combat power, faster.
The carrier strike group. Ford surrounded by cruisers, destroyers, and submarines. Integrated naval power projecting force wherever ordered.
First deployment sends Ford on operational service. The carrier designed and built for this moment, finally executing her mission.
Mediterranean operations demonstrate global reach. American power positioned where needed. Deterrence through visible capability. Combat operations validate everything. Design, construction, training. Real missiles on real targets. The carrier fulfilling her purpose.
Underway replenishment sustains the carrier at sea. Fuel, food, ammunition, logistics, enabling indefinite operation.
Nuclear power provides practically unlimited range. Ford can steam for 50 years without refueling. Global reach without logistics constraints.
Maintenance continues throughout operations. The hangar bay, maintaining aircraft availability for sustained combat operations.
Ford operates with nearly 700 fewer sales class. Automation and design. Automates style power while maintaining capability.
Ford class represents a $13 billion investment per hull. The cost of maintaining American naval supremacy. Capability that cannot be built quickly when needed.
Kennedy and Enterprise follow Ford in the class, each incorporating lessons learned. American carrier construction continuing for decades to come.
John F. Kennedy rises in the dry dock Ford vacated. The class continuing, each ship more efficiently built than the last.
Enterprise continues the most famous name in carrier aviation. CVN-80 will be the 9th ship to bear this honored name.
the ability to build nuclear carriers is a national treasure. Skills, facilities, and experience that cannot be quickly reached.
Workers speak of pride in building the world's finest warships. Their skills pass through generations, creating naval power for the nation.
Aircraft carriers remain the ultimate tool of power projection. Ford class ensures this capability
Continues for another 50 years.
Carrier presence deters conflict before it begins.
Adversaries calculating against Ford-class capability think twice about aggression.
Carriers provide global crisis response anywhere in the world within days. Sovereign American territory sailing to where needed.
Carriers provide humanitarian response when disasters strike. Freshwater, medical facilities, helicopters, Ford capable of saving lives as well as taking.
Operations with allies demonstrate shared commitment. Ford working with partner nations, American capability strengthening collective security.
Technologies proven on Ford will serve future warships. Ford's electrical generation enables future weapons, laser systems, railguns, directed energy weapons that earlier carriers couldn't power.
Each Ford-class carrier incorporates improvements. Lessons learned on Ford benefiting Kennedy and Enterprise. Evolution through operation.
Ford-class carriers are designed for 50-year service lives. Ships commissioned today will serve into the 2070s. Long-term involvement in national security.
Multiple generations of sailors will serve aboard Ford. Thousands of careers, millions of miles steamed. The ship outliving many of her builders. Ford continues a century of American carrier aviation. From Langley through Nimitz to Ford, each generation. The USS Gerald naval power, the visible expression of capability.
Against the sunset, 1,106 feet of American engineering. The most advanced warship ever.
Night flight deck operations will organize chaos and darkness. Sailors performing complex tasks by training and instinct. Combat capability around the clock.
4,500 sailors live and work aboard Ford. Their dedication, their sacrifice, making the carrier combat ready.
The captain commands the most valuable single weapon in the American arsenal. Responsibility for ship, crew, and mission capability.
The Air Boss controls flight deck operations. Every launch, every recovery, every aircraft movement. Precision at high tempo.
The chief engineer manages nuclear propulsion and ship systems. Power generation enabling everything else the carrier does.
Carriers have struck enemies worldwide for decades, from World War II through modern conflicts. Ford continues this combat legacy.
Carriers maintain continuous presence in critical regions. Always there, always ready. Presence enabling diplomacy and deterring aggression.
Carriers perform every mission: strike, air defense, humanitarian, presence. Versatile capability applicable across the spectrum of operations.
Building Gerald R. Ford required millions of work hours, unprecedented technology integration. At sea, Ford demonstrates her power. 100,000 tons cutting through waves, carrying American combat power wherever ordered. Dawn breaks over the flight deck. Another day of combat operations beginning. The cycle continuing as it has for a century.
Continuous launch and recovery demonstrates Ford's capability. Aircraft departing and returning in choreographed sequence. Naval aviation at its finest.
Returning home after deployment. Sailors reuniting with families. The cycle of deployment and return continuing.
Maintenance period, restore readiness for the next deployment. Continuous improvement and repair. Preparing for decades more of service.
Modernization keeps Ford current with evolving technology. New systems, new weapons, new capabilities. The carrier improving throughout service.
The Gerald R. Ford represents irreplaceable capability. Years to design, years to build.
Newport News, where American supercarriers are born. The only facility capable of building these ships. Industrial capability as national asset.
At sea with Air Wing embarked, Ford demonstrates full capability. The most advanced carrier with the most capable aircraft. American naval aviation supreme. Power projection. Combat capability delivered anywhere on Earth. The Gerald R. Ford carrying American power over the horizon.
From keel laying to combat operations, the Gerald R. Ford represents American determination.
USS Gerald R. Ford, America's newest supercarrier, named for a president who served. On station around the world, Ford watches over American interests. Deterrent, defender, deliverer of combat power when diplomacy fails. Ready for any mission, any threat, anywhere. The Gerald R. Ford providing capability no other nation can match.
The flight deck, where American air power meets the sea. 4.5 acres of combat capability.
The 100,000 tons of steel cutting through water at 30+ knots. Power, speed, and purpose unified. American naval engineering triumphant. Aircraft launch from emails catapults. The revolution in naval aviation made real. The future of carrier operations, now.
As the sun sets, operations continue. Combat capability around the clock. The carrier that never sleeps.
The USS Gerald R.Ford, the most advanced warship ever built.